Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanus here. Welcome to episode number 5 of this NHL 22 Newfoundland Growlers Draft Glory franchise mode here on my channel. If you guys have missed any episodes up to this point, head up into that top corner. And if you do enjoy this one, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit notifications to never miss these uploads. So today we get into the 2025 NHL Draft. At this point, I believe we're currently sitting around the 9th or 10th best odds at this point. Might be a little bit better, might be a little bit worse than that, but I don't know if we're actually going to be able to land a crazy good player this draft or not, which is, it is what it is. The team actually performed fairly well last episode, so let's see. I believe I have pretty much all my scouting done and the players I want to pick lined up, but as we sim to the draft a bit further, there's the lottery, and we're going to be picking 9th, so that kind of stings because I would love to be picking 9th. Love to be picking anywhere in the top 5 in this draft, but unfortunately that's not the case. We're not going to get Marcos Lees because he's going to be going to Buffalo, and we'll see what happens with the rest of these guys because, there are some interesting players in here that might rise or fall depending on their position. A guy like Miles Peckham would be pretty decent, but I'm also looking at Amir Mara. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's going to be a power forward at that size, but we'll see. Solomon Edwards, again, looks really good, but we don't really need... I'm going to say I think he's a playmaker, to be honest. So yeah, I don't think we really need a playmaker over a power forward in our top 6 right now, but we'll see what happens. So apart from that, Wild, I don't think we're going to take, but there is also this other guy, Ivanov, who is huge and looks really good. So maybe we just go for a way off the board pick because he's pretty much guaranteed to be a medium top 6 with a 1-year ETA, and it seems like he's got good X factors at this point. So maybe we end up going with him. Apart from that, this Grand Pierre guy looks amazing as well. We're going to try to steal him in the 2nd round. But let's see the retiring players here. So Patrick Kane calls it quits. No way. 88 overall. That kind of stings for the Blackhawks, especially since he easily could have played for another year. So that's pretty rough. Apart from that, actually a really good retiree class here this year. And a lot of guys, just call it quits probably a little bit early, to be honest. But Quick, Anderson, Kudobin, Hutton, Enroth, pretty decent goalies here overall too. So good retiree class. All right, so without too much further ado, let's see. Getzlaf is going to become a coach. Apart from that, doesn't look like we lose anybody. That's good. Okay, and well, let's pretty much get to the draft here. So we're going to be picking 9th, and I doubt that we see Lautner or anybody fall to us. That would be nice, but I seriously doubt it. We could get a guy like Miles Peckham though. He looks decent, apart from he doesn't really fit our scheme very well, so maybe that would be a reason to pass on him. Same with Holden. Again, I'm just not really set on these guys. It's yeah, this is a below average draft group to be looking at. We could take Aiden Wild, but I'd rather pass on him and then take, what's his name? Take Grand Pierre, in the next round, because he seems NHL ready, which is better than what we're looking at there for our first rounder probably. So I might even go with Ivanov, even though it's a seriously off the board pick. The other guy we might go with is Amir Mara. Can't guarantee anything on him, but he put up 81 points or 83 points in 69 games. He's 6'2". He plays the wing as well, which is one of the things I'd really like to see. Obviously, I wish we could get a top end guy like this, but that's not going to happen. So, all right, let's get to this. I don't think we're really going to be trading anybody away or anything like that. Our team's in really good shape right now, and we're only going to keep getting better here over the next few years. So, yeah, not really a lot I would change or alter. Obviously, we can't trade anybody, but goaltending's looking all right too. It could be a little bit better, but we'll hopefully see that progress over the next couple of seasons too. So let's get into this. We're picking number 9, and well, let's see how the top 5 goes. So starting off, No surprise, Marcos Lees goes to the Sabres. Downey goes second to the Wild. McIver third to the St. Louis. Again, all makes sense. Bolesky goes fourth to... Ooh, that's a change. Okay, Bolesky goes fourth to the Canadiens. Lautner goes fifth. He was supposed to go sixth. Ooh, okay. Aiden Holden goes sixth. Okay. Okay, 2 more picks here. So, next up, St. Pierre. No way. No way Jordan Gavin's still on the board. Seriously. No way. Oh my god, I swear to God. If Philadelphia picks him, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god, come on. There's no way. Bro, there's no way. He falls to 8 and we don't get to pick him. Oh, that hurts. Like, that one seriously just stings because I wanted a winger so badly. Oh, man. Okay, so we could go with Miles Peckham. He looks decent, but I don't know if that's actually the guy we want to go with. Solomon Edwards is also NHL ready. Honestly, he would be really decent, 102 points. Maybe we do go with Edwards. That's probably the play, to be honest, so... Yeah, okay. We'll go with Edwards just because he's guaranteed NHL ready. He's got to be a top 6, like, playmaker, two-way forward, 62 assists in 69 games. I'll take it, and I think he's going to be really good. So let's take him, see how he turns out. And he is a, 78 rated playmaker, so not bad for 9th overall. Good skating, good passing. That's exactly what you want in a playmaker. So yeah, that's not a bad pick, 9th overall. All right, so not a bad first pick, but again, kind of stings that we weren't able to land better player. Oh, Ivanov. Oh, he's got wheels. Come on. Seriously? Oh, Ivanov would have been really nice. I was actually kind of hoping he might fall into the second, like later into the second round. Okay, so Peckham was good, not as good as Edwards, so I'm okay with that. Same with Mara. Again, 75 overall is pretty decent. And wow, okay, this is actually a really solid draft class overall. So Wild goes there, pick 25 to Ottawa. He's a 75 overall two-way defender. That's a really good player. And then wow, okay, lots of misses at the end here, but then like lots of steals afterwards, or I guess not a lot, but a decent amount of steals afterwards, so not bad there. All right, guys, so for our next pick, we could go with Sean Gamble, who's a decent-looking goalie, but there's no way that I'm going to pass up on this Marcel Grandpierre guy. He's potentially NHL ready, fits our scheme fit. He's 6'4". If he has wheels, oh my goodness. And yeah, he just looks like an absolute unit of a defenseman. So we're going to take him with the 42nd overall pick. And he turns out to be 77 overall. Oh my goodness, he's literally 1 rating lower. He's got in reverse, off the rush, back at you, and tape to tape. That's a really, really good defenseman there. Grandpierre is going to be sweet, and he was playing in the queue, so yeah, we're going to keep him there for at least a year. But yeah, he looks so good. My goodness. All right, over to pick number 75 now, and let's see. So after Grandpierre, Romano was really good. Gamble was elite. Gianta is good. Kovalev. Wow, okay. Talk about a really, really solid second round overall. Any other steals in here? Not really. Okay, so for pick 75, I think we're going off the board here because there's not really a lot of players. Like, we could go with Pyatt, but I'm actually going to pass on him for a different elite-looking goalie. And if I can find him, where is he? I have Verdino pinned here too, but we might hold off on him just for now because I actually want this goalie more, and it's Kalle Mahler. So I'm going to pass on Pyatt for Mahler because Mahler's much bigger, listed as a gem, and potentially elite. I'm going to take him. Like, I'm not hesitating on this at all. So Kalle Mahler is elite, 58 overall. Oh my goodness. That is a steal right there. 58 overall as an 18-year-old 6'5" goalie. we might have just found our future starter, to be honest. He looks so good. And yes, Vorobyov and like some of these other guys have looked good too, but no, there's no way I was passing up on Mahler. He looks sweet. Okay, so that's 3 really solid picks in a row. Edwards, Grandpierre, and Mahler. Considering that we're not really picking all that high up, yeah, Mahler's better pick than Pyatt all day. But considering we're not picking that high in the draft, I'm really happy with how these first 3 rounds have turned out. So, with round 4 now, pick 108. I think we're going to go with that Verdino guy. Just because I've got a good feeling about him. I know he didn't really score all that much, but yeah, I think we're going to take him still. I had him pinned as an elite pretty much all year throughout the scouting, so I'm going to take him, and he is he's a medium 6, which I will take for a 4th round pick. That's not bad. He's a playmaker, left winger. Again, not terrible, has potential, but likely won't make the NHL in his career, but you never know. Shannon Walter was a decent goalie. Ooh, Lebedev was a good defenseman too. Okay, so decent picks here still in the later 4th into the 5th round. So yeah, Verdino will take. He looks good. Apart from that, Rourke, yeah, Guillermo Rourke, interesting name, playing in the queue. Good defensive defenseman. So he could potentially make the NHL at some point in his career too. All right, next up, we're at pick, 141 now? I think we're going off the board again because, again, I'm just not seeing a ton of potential in this draft. But I keep getting proven wrong with that. So the guy I'm going to go with here is René LeBlanc, plays for Gatineau. Again, pretty local talent. Would mesh well in any locker room, has a well-rounded personality, is always nice to see. And decent minutes, probably defensive or like an enforcer. So we'll see, but I'm going to take him, and he is a low elite, 52 overall. Nice. That's really good for an 18-year-old in the 5th round. So again, these picks are turning out fantastic. I'm actually surprised that we've nailed every single one of these. I was totally expecting some of these guys to be busts just because usually like 5th, 6th round picks don't usually turn out. So Pillman, nice 19-year-old goalie there. Apart from that, wow, like nothing in round 5. Okay, so LeBlanc is actually really good. The 1 bars I don't trust so much. It's like the 2 and 3 bars that I try to pick. Stu Park's 19. I'm going to pass on him. Steves is 18. Again, local talent, right? Yeah, QMJHL. I'm trusting the Q this year. Like, we've seen a lot of good players come from the Quebec leagues here. We'll have to wait on McClement, but I think I'm going to go with Philippe Steves here as my next pick. So, does he turn out? Yes, he does. He's a low elite. 2-way forward as well. Nice. So, center and left wing. Decent shooting and skating for a 6'2" 2-way forward, but that's about it. So that's kind of what you come to expect from 2-way forwards. So apart from that, McInnes was okay. But yeah, I'm really happy with these picks. My goodness, we have nailed these draft picks this episode. So wow, like no other talent again in this 6th round. Again, usually there's like a couple low elite steals, but I think we've gotten most of them this year. So I'm going to go with Jonas McClement. Again, low top 6, guaranteed playmaker, center and left winger. And he's 52 overall. So again, not bad, 6'1", decent skating and shooting actually for a 52 overall player. So keep an eye on McClement. I've got a good feeling about him. But that is pretty much it for this draft. We land every single one of our picks. And, yeah, just can't complain about that. That was a fantastic draft. So, we didn't miss on a pick. All of these guys could potentially make the NHL. So, adding 7 more NHL potential roster players to this team makes us so much stronger. So, I'm incredibly impressed with that draft. The QMJHL treated us so nicely this year. And, I'm happy with that one, considering we were picking 9th in every single round. All right, so now that we're done that, we got to hit the re-sign phase, and we've got a ton of scouts expiring on their contracts, so that's all right. We'll get them re-signed, and then we'll get to the players. All right, so this year we've got Conor, Geekie, as well as a couple other free agents expiring. So we have $44 million in cap space. So Geekie's a big name, 89 overall. He had a huge season, so he's definitely our first-line center. No doubt in my mind about that at this point. Nicholson could have had a better year, but that's okay. We'll try to, improve with him in the future. I think we have to sign Berkly Catton this year because he just... Did he put up more points? I guess he wasn't done playing when we looked at him halfway through the season there. So yeah, he actually had a better season than I thought originally, but he hasn't exactly grown, which is too bad. So we'll definitely sign Catton. Apart from that, I do want to re-sign some of these guys, but at the same time, I would like to get guys like Edwards into the lineup, preferably. Because, yeah, if we get like Edwards, maybe Grand Pierre, that could be possible. If we get those guys into the lineup, I'm really going to be happy with where the team's at. And then, yeah, like Blacker, Markstrom, those guys should be getting playtime now too. And, yeah, most of these guys we will be signing, apart from like the 50 overall rated kind of guys, because they're just not going to get a ton of playtime. As far as goalies go, I think we have to sign Piespanen this year. So then we'll run Vorobyev and Piespanen in the AHL, and then we'll probably run Francouz and I want to say Copley this year because, yeah, Georgiev had a great year, 31 wins, but I don't know. Maybe we let Copley go because I do want to try and get Artemi Panarin to make this team really good too. So let's get to signing contracts. These are going to be huge contracts, but again, we're going to stick to the rule of 85 and see if we can negotiate some decent deals here. So we're going to try to get Conor, Geekie for 6 years at $7.625 million. We're going to try to get Taylor Nicholson for $4.525 million. I think we're going to let Brendan Dillon and Chris Tanev walk because I just don't see room for them in this team's roster anymore, especially with the amount of young defensemen that are coming up through the system right now. We'll try to get Dylan Coughlin for $1.25 million. And I am going to sign Marcel Grandpierre as well because I do think that he is going to be a worthwhile defenseman to try and implement into our NHL roster here coming up. And we will also sign Jared Bass because he's expiring. Apart from that, Piespanen needs a contract here too. I think we'll go with... Francouz won 30 games in Halifax. Like, that's really solid. So I'm thinking maybe we... let's see. Copley's going to be cheap. We can get him for like $900K. But Georgiev wants a more expensive deal. I'm going to offer him like $3.5 million for 1 year just to see if he can stick with this team and keep winning. Apart from that, I do think we need some right wingers here still, so we'll sign Lou Black. We'll sign Noel Achari probably for a little bit more just because he's not going to want to play for us otherwise. We'll sign Frank Vatrano too. Again, $2 million, pretty cheap contracts overall. As far as left wingers go, oh my god, we've got a lot of left wingers. So we'll go Drew O'Connor, $2 million. Again, $2 million bucks a contract is pretty cheap for most of these guys. So yeah, we'll go O'Connor, Kajula. And then that's the thing, is I don't think we necessarily need to pursue too many more contracts after that. Like, yes, we'll go with Luke Blacker. And then maybe like Sam Militic, because I don't think we necessarily need Gambardella anymore either. Yeah, he's been decent, but I just don't see the need to really go after him either. I think we could release him at 31 years old now. And as far as other centers go, we do need to sign Berkly Catton this year. He should be in the NHL. Evan Rodriguez, going to be a nice cheap deal. I do want to sign, yeah, I think Lizotte still deserves a deal. We'll offer him $1.5 million. And we will sign Solomon Edwards too, even if he doesn't play immediately for us. And then apart from that, Markstrom needs a contract. I'm going to say we release like Nosek. I'm going to keep Lettieri. Do I keep Kampf or Kampf, however you say his name? I don't think so. I think we're going to release David Kampf just to clear up some cap space and some roster space, because we are a little short on roster space right now too. Adam Fantilli actually had a really good year, but didn't see a whole lot of growth, so we'll keep an eye on him too. And Jyrki Pitkanen is now a medium elite, and we've drafted him in the 5th round. Talk about a steal. He's going to be sweet in the future. I'm so excited for him, but he's going to be expensive too. So, all right, let's advance a day. Just see how these contracts turn out. It should be interesting, but at the same time, you know, I do think we are going to get a lot of these. So we get Kajula, we get Edwards, we get Stetcher, Achari, Vatrano, Lizotte, Georgiev, Lyubushkin, Rodriguez, O'Connor, Coughlin, Grand Pierre, Militic, Copley. Peaceman we didn't sign because we had a full roster, so we'll have to release a player, but we do get Catton. We reject, or Connor Geekie rejects, but Blacker signs. Bass rejects due to contract space. Same with Nicholson on dollar value. Lou Black can't sign, but Markstrom does. Okay, so we've got some deals we still have to sort out here. So let's go and release Chris Tanev because we don't need him on this roster anymore. Apart from that, Zach Aston Reese we can release. I'm going to probably release a couple other guys here too. I mean, Lettieri will sign, but like Gambardella I'm going to release. So we should have enough roster spaces now to sign most of these guys. So we'll get Bass and Sepinen. Or sorry, Bass and Black. And then we don't have enough goalie spots, so I think we're going to release Francouz. Does he have any like really close players? Achari, that's fine on my part. Oh, no, don't buy out Vorobiev. We don't want that, but we will sign Peaceman. All right. Goaltending's looking all right. And then we got some big contracts to dole out here still. So we'll just offer Geekie exactly what he wants. And same with Nicholson. 5.3 and 8.9 are actually fairly reasonable contracts for what those guys were able to do over the last year or two. So we get Lettieri, Peaceman, Geekie, Bass, Nicholson, Black. Perfect. Okay, so we've got 3 more open roster spots. And we have Brendan Dillon in this lineup still. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to sign Dillon just for like 1 year at 2.5. We still have 20 million bucks. So maybe we do offer a contract or something. I don't know exactly how this is going to work yet, but I like where the team's at. So we should get Brendan Dillon, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, New York isn't able to re-sign Panarin. So let's send him to free agency now, see if any big name free agents show up. Like Panarin, that's kind of the guy I'm going for here, if you guys can't tell. And let's see, is he there? I don't think he is. Oh, That's unfortunate. Oh, man. I was so ready for Artemi Panarin to show up. I don't think we're getting him. Nope. He is non-existent. Who is this Lume guy? Okay, we'll sign him. Ollie Lume looks decent. So I think one of the few guys we can actually pursue here is Pius Sutter, because just there's not really a lot of other players available. So we're going to offer Sutter a 1-year like max deal just to fill some cap space here. But this is unfortunate. So what can we offer him? 18.95 million. Okay, so we'll send that deal. And then I don't think there are too many other guys we really need to pursue still. Maybe we go with Chris Tanev, but again, I don't even know if that's the best decision for this team anymore. So yeah, I guess we'll go for it. Or offer him 2 years we'll just go a year at $3 million and hopefully he'll perform. So, all right, we fill up pretty much all of our cap space with those couple of deals. We're not going to accept any trades. We do get Ollie Lume. And apart from that, Chris Tanev signs, Pius Suter signs. Okay, so we're good. We're going to the next season. Let's see how this team looks and shapes up for this upcoming year. Alright guys, so after some roster moves, this is the group we are going to be working with for this upcoming season. Jyrki Pitkanen's going to get another X Factor because he's playing so well. Apart from that, not too many other players really deserve more X Factors in this lineup or anything, but Pitkanen is up to a medium elite, which I'm super happy about. So, really good lineup here. I'm putting Adam Fantilli on the right wing because he's a left-handed shot and has probably the best shot on this entire team, apart from maybe Conor Geekie. And Geekie's playing right up the middle with two other players that are really good playmakers. They pass the puck extremely well, so I think we're going to have a fairly successful season. The defense looks like this right now. I'm really hoping Moroza and Bush can really get it going this year, because if not, then we're going to have to draft more defensemen. So the goaltending looks like this, and really it's looking pretty darn good right now. We got a +5 first power play unit there. Berkly Catton's playing center because he's got 83 faceoffs, and I think he's going to be fantastic there. He actually has better faceoffs than Conor Geekie, but that is the second unit there by the looks of it. It looks pretty decent. Maybe we just throw a defenseman in here to help improve that chemistry a bit more. Maybe a guy like Coughlin would help. Maybe not. Maybe a guy like Bush or Moroza. Doesn't really change much, but we'll give him the minutes. Apart from that, I like how our penalty kill looks. It looks really sturdy. So, honestly, I think we have a year of success in us coming up here. I think we very well could make the playoffs with this team, but at the same time, we're listed as a seller, so we might just tank it. Apart from that, the AHL is looking pretty darn decent this year too. Byron Borowski, we are going to play at center this year to see if that will improve his development more, because he didn't grow as much as I want him to. He still got up by 7 ratings between the start of last season and the start of this season, but we'll see what happens, because I do want to eventually get him into the team. And apart from that, I guess I didn't really show you guys our defense. Our defense looks okay. I'm deciding to play Tursunbayev down this year, along with Edwards. I think they will be fantastic together. A good defensive-offensive pairing there. And then goaltending, Vorobyov is definitely a minor starter now. And then we're playing Piespinen as the backup. There are your scratched players, and I guess I didn't show you scratched in the NHL. That's what we're looking like for that. But let's get into this season here. I got to do my scouting and everything, but the team's looking really good. I'm going to simulate up to our first preseason game just to show you guys team ratings and things like that. And this is what we're looking like currently with this team. We've got 93 offense, 87 goaltending, and 82 defense. So really, really good there. And we just have to add one more X factor to a guy like Pitkanen, because he's, again, our second best forward, second best player on this team. And I did not, I did not double check what we should probably be improving on. I would say very possibly he could get like third eye as well, just because his passing is so insane. But yeah, he's a good player for a 5th round pick. I'm so happy how he's turned out. So we'll add Third Eye onto his other abilities already, and I think that'll just make him even more deadly going into this next season. Alright guys, so let's get into this season sim. We'll see if the team actually does well. If they make the playoffs, we'll highlight that, but at the moment, we're not counting on that, but we'll see what happens because this team could surprise a lot of NHL teams. Alright guys, so this season we would see the Washington Capitals win the Presidents. We would end up finishing 3rd last in the league with a 33-42-7 record. It was not good, but that's how it goes sometimes. As far as the AHL goes, Tucson would be really good, and well, unfortunately for our Halifax Huskies, they would miss the playoffs with 86 points, so not actually that bad a year, a 40-36-6 record, but they would not get rewarded for that. As far as team scoring goes this year, we would see Alex Iafallo lead the team with 83 points in 80 games. He would grow up to an 88 overall. We would see Geekie and Pitkanen each put up 79 points. We would see Berkly Catton put up 70 points this year as a rookie, and we would see Adam Fantilli with 73. So a really decent season. Our best defenseman was actually Dylan Coughlin. Tied with Nicholson, but they only put up 27 points each, so not very good. Georgiev would only win 21 games this year, so not as good as last year, and that showed. As far as the AHL goes, Lettieri and Militek would lead the team. Borowski would only score 36 points this year, so a bit of a letdown there, unfortunately, but we were hoping for better from him. Vorobiev would put up 27 wins and grow up to an 81 overall, so pretty much backup status for a goalie, and not a bad year there either from the Halifax team. So guys, So guys, this year we would see David Pastrnak lead the league along with John Beecher. Those guys are just looking amazing together, but Svechnikov would also be up there, same with Eichel, Scheifele, McDavid, Aho, McKinnon, and then that's kind of it for 90-point scores. Everybody else was less than that. Also, no real crazy, Iafallo was up there, which is kind of insane. As far as rookies go, I don't think the numbers line up here just because I'm a little bit too far ahead. But it looks like Merzlikhin was the best goalie, and probably Quinn Hughes was the best defenseman this year. So guys, this year in the playoffs, we would see the Detroit Red Wings win a cup. They would beat the Oilers in 5 in the finals and go through Columbus, Buffalo, as well as Florida to get there. In the AHL, we would see Texas win the Calder Cup. They would go through Laval, San Diego, Pacific Palm Springs, and Milwaukee to get that Calder. So, as we wrap up this episode, I wanted to show you guys the progress reports here, and this is insane. Berkly Catton looks amazing. He has hit a franchise potential at just 20 years old. I did not expect a 70-point season to really skyrocket him as much as it did into a position where he's at. So, at this point, he looks like the best center we have. Unfortunately, Connor Geekie dropped off a little bit from his 89-90 overall rating, but we still saw some really good progress throughout the top group of forwards here in this team this year. So, not a bad year at all. Tursunbayev had a decent season as well, putting up 44 points with Halifax. Goalies didn't see a ton of growth in the NHL, but in the AHL, Piespanen and Vorobiev shot up like crazy, as well as Kalle Mahler. Look at him. He is up to a 69 overall. So, apart from those guys, Philippe Steeves had an absolutely massive year, 72 points in 67 games. Wow, that is a steal right there. Delmore had a good year as well, putting up 68 points in 66 games as a 20-year-old in the U.S., so we will definitely be bringing him in next year. Verdino did all right. Thomas Rodin actually had a 43-point year this year. Apart from that, Kirill Yaskin is looking like he is probably ready to come over to our minor team here. Shattenkirk lit it up, 106 points, but didn't really see the growth that he probably should have. Lume did all right as an unsigned free agent, but apart from that, you know, not too much growth overall throughout the team. It was okay, but it wasn't crazy. Like, LeBlanc did all right. 25 points is actually really decent for a defensive defenseman. But yeah, that's the team. So unfortunately, Grand Pierre did not see much growth. Solomon Edwards barely saw any growth. Again, those guys kind of just struggled, unfortunately. And, you know, that could have been better. But, you know, overall with the draft, we're sitting with the third best odds at this point. So there is a good chance that we are going to be able to land one of these like power forward kind of wingers, because there's 3 in a row. I'm kind of thinking Josiah Carpenter might be the best fit for this team, just looking at his chemistry and scheme fit and everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bear Antonio would be my first choice, but I think he might end up landing in the top 3, and we might not necessarily get to pick him, especially if we move down. How about this guy, Pascal Bourgeois? How do you say that? Bourgeois or Bourgeoisie? No. Pascal Bourgeois? I don't know how you say that. You get my French or QMJHL viewers will have to let me know how you say that. But anyways, 126 points in just 67 games is insane. He's got magic hands, 200-foot game. Man, would I ever love to win the lottery and land that guy. But I doubt that's going to happen. I think Carpenter is our best bet. He still put up 107 points, so that's pretty insane. I mean, obviously not Pascal numbers, but still. Apart from that, I didn't really show you guys the other players we're looking at in the draft. There aren't too many that I'm like super hyped up about, but there is one here in the second round in Billy Dahlman. He looks really good, NHL ready, wheels, elite edges, 5'9" offensive defenseman, and put up 42 points in 59 games. So for a second round pick, I think he would be great. We could potentially put him into the team within a year or two. Brady Bell looks okay as well, but he's a 1-year ETA, so yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Apart from that, you know, there are some other players in this draft that I'm keeping an eye on. Doesn't mean they're going to turn out necessarily, but we'll see how that turns out. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you enjoyed, make sure to go down below, drop a like on the video, subscribe, and hit notifications to never miss these uploads. And of course, make sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. But that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed. This is Etanius signing out, and until next time.